All right, I got a bit of a scenario to talk about. Wanted to talk. Okay, a little bit. We won't even. We don't need to put in too much detail or explanation. It's a simple kind of a thing. So you or I, I'm supposed to be a CEO of a very large business. Okay. Now I'm not talking about a business like Nike that makes shoes, right? Or Coca-Cola that makes drinks. I'm talking about a brand name like, I don't want to say Kraft, but I don't know. Like, Sony does it like, I'm talking, forget about other examples, okay? You're working for a company, right? You're CEO of a business or a company that owns like hundreds of companies or 100 different companies in totally different fields. They have a hotel chain, they have a manufacturer for clothes, they do electronics, whatever the deal is. Okay, they do like 100 different companies or different businesses and or industries or whatever, right? Now, let's scale it down. Let's wait. Let's say 10 different things. Like they do 10 different things. All right. They might even do construction. Might be one of them. All right. Now, you are made CEO of this company. All right. They give you zero salary. That's the whole deal, is that you get a zero salary, but you get to be CEO of the company and you have an influence among the board members and everybody. That does happen sometimes. Typically, there are people who have so much money and they're pretty much retired or they're done working with whatever they would. Okay, let's say they're 50, 55. They're done working with what they were working with. Now they're retired, but they have money. They don't need money. They're retired, but they just want prestige. Okay, so they may become they might take like town superintendent or something. So they can like make influence, so they can bring up issues. Okay, I believe or we believe collectively that we need more police officers, or we believe collectively that there are too many construction projects that have not been done yet. For example, there's too many potholes that haven't been dealt with. Whatever the deal is, but they're not getting paid. You just take that position because it's kind of an integral position and it gives you integrity, it gives you respect, and it doesn't. You already have money. You don't need money. You do it because you want to have that position, right? Let's say they gave me that position. Now I gotta be really honest with you. Since I was a child, I was highly lazy. I was active and lazy at the same time. And I'll give you an example. Everybody that I knew, no matter if they were supposed to be relatives or if they were supposed friends, whatever they were, everybody woke up on the weekend or whenever there was not a work day the next day, woke up at like 11, 12 o'clock, right? I'd wake up and be like, what the hell is going on? I wake up at like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. and I'm like, why is everybody asleep, man? So I'd be alone till like noontime, But I was very lazy, I had a very lazy past, highly lazy, I would get working because I have a work nature, but I was highly lazy. So I was lazy to the point where I wasn't aware of a lot of things, right? So let's say I'm really lazy. I got the CEO job, and really this was me. I would be so lazy, I wouldn't be doing shit. You know what I mean? I'd be doing minimum stuff. And eventually what would happen is that they would love it, right? At first they'd hate it, and then they would love it. They'd say, well, he's CEO, but we make all the decisions. He's just a face for us. That's all he is. He's a face for us. We don't care. Let him be lazy. He doesn't give a shit about us. We still get to use him as a face, and we still get to make decisions. Now, at this point, let's say they find out that I got my own thing going on, right? Maybe I'm doing my own kind of business. I'm making my own kind of money. So what are they thinking? They're thinking, now I would suspect initially because, like that jungle instinct kicks in. First thing that I'm gonna suspect is they want me to quit my business and go back to working with them, and they're even willing to give me a little bit of a deal where I get paid now to do that job, which typically you don't need to get paid for, but they're actually gonna pay me something, a little bit of money to actually do it. I don't think they're gonna be happy when I tell them that I want out. Yeah, I mean, they're not they're not gonna be happy when I tell them that that I'd like to go in my own direction, and start my own thing. Now, I'm making a video on this, which would be great if there was somebody who was in that situation. They're watching this video. They might be like, "Wow, this is some good shit," you know. And I'll tell you one thing about it: should this individual not want to go public with this, they may squeeze him either way. You know, then it becomes intimidatory. Okay, listen. We've offered you the salary. So not only do you have this position, you're gonna get the salary. All right. So we want you to leave that, because as long as you're doing that, you're not as effective for us as a face. You're not doing as much for us as a face. And we've already got projects going on based on your face and your name. And we're making money. It's not just about the money, but we got stuff going on already. You can't just get up and leave. Right? Now, I'm a very defensive person. My initial reaction might be, come on, man, you know I was a lazy asshole anyways, and I didn't give a shit about this position. And that, I enjoyed having it because it made people respect me a bit, I get a bit of a better treatment. But, dude, you know what I mean? That's initially. Now, I would initially start like that because that's my nature, but I'd have to use my brain at some point, and I'd have to tell them. And first off, when I go public with it, they go, "Well, all right, you went public with it," and you went public with it. So, goddamn, I mean, what can we do? You know, I mean, we were using them as a face. Definitely down the road, they would still try to do something. All right, and I know that they wouldn't feel good, and nobody feels good. You know, when I had a job it was a nice hotel. I had a job in the kitchen, and I wanted to go work. At some point, I thought, man, I like to go work in the front, in the guest services. You know, where they check people in and they talk to people. And people there was an issue between people they call the kitchen the back of house, and they call everything that happens in the front, the waiters, the manager, the greeters, the people who do guest service, they're all called like the front, okay? And we are the back. The difference is that all the work that we do gets done behind closed doors. All the we cook, okay? So we create food, and that gets sent to the tables. They don't see any of us. Rarely will some really high-profile guy come, and usually the chef knows he's coming, and the chef makes an effort to come in at that time. The chef shows him through the kitchen, talks to him. The guy feels very good. The chef feels very good. It's like a media conference without any cameras. But the point is that the back of house does not get seen, but they see everybody in the front of house from the moment they walk in. They're talking to the people in the front of house. They don't even know who the guy or girl may be who cooked this amazing food that cooked for them. And they don't even see them. They go, hey, tell the chef or tell the guy who cooked this, he's an amazing cook. And then the manager will go and tell them, oh, yeah, I'm really happy, But that was a difference. So what used to happen was I had never seen transfers between the two. They had their own world. They had their own separate meetings and all that stuff. And they did things the way they wanted. These guys did the things the way they wanted. And they used internal transfers are technically allowed, but in this particular hotel, they didn't like internal transfers. They didn't really get along. The two sections didn't really get along, right? I was stuck in there, right? Now, back to the point. So, the point is that, look, they're not going to like the fact that I'm leaving. And that happens everywhere. If you were an amazing chef for a restaurant and they love the way you're doing and they're successful and you decide to leave to create your own restaurant, they're not happy, right? They're not happy. Now, granted, if I was clever, which I'm not, because if I was clever, I would have started this video by saying, I'm probably getting fired. But then it would have been refuted anyways, okay? So the thing is that, either they're gonna fight to keep you. You go public, you tell everybody. I mean, you go public with the news and say, I'm starting my own ventures, and my plate is full. I'm resigning from this position, right? And the truth is that either if they do decide that, okay, that's it, go your way, do your thing, bye-bye, whatever, right? Even if they decide that, down the road, there's still going to be issues. So if they don't do anything right there and try to do something right there, they will try to do it at some point down the road. Okay? Because they're not gonna like the fact that their face is doing something. And the worst part is the fact that they're gonna feel insulted. The reason they're gonna feel insulted is that they had somebody who was a face and he was just a face and contributed nothing to the business. He's now if he's running a successful business and he's making money, he's doing everything, that's a huge insult to them. It's the same way when I was working in the kitchen. If I'm at one of the lowest positions of the kitchen and I go to guest services and I start becoming a superstar and now I'm a manager, guess how people over there will be feeling? You know what I mean? You see the animosity that will be created, but this is our current modern world. The modern world runs just like this, But I don't know. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Obviously they won't. You never know. But that's the deal. There's nothing else to say. Everything has been said. I'm gonna say good evening again. We are in the evening, as you can tell. There's light coming in, so we're in the evening. And I am done.